All right, you guys ready? All right, we are going to start seated on the floor. And we're going to start with the small joints. Specifically the ankles. All right, let's do that first. So legs straight out in front. Bend the knees because we're going to be working on those hamstrings, so we want to keep them soft for now. And we're going to bend the knees a little bit and then pull the toes back towards the chest. Just kind of breathe into the back of the legs. Excellent. All right, release that, and then we're going to point and flex. So you can do both feet together or one at a time. You can do some fast ones, but then also do some slow ones. All right, release that, and then we're going to do circles around. Do one at a time, both together or opposites. We want to do both directions. Nice, release that one, and then we'll do the supinate and pronate, which is sole of the foot in and then sole of the foot out. One at a time, or both together, or opposites. Excellent, all right, release that, and then we'll finish off with our windshield wipers. So you can go same, or you can go opposites. And this might feel kind of good, getting into that hip socket in a little different way. Excellent. All right, release that. And if you want, you can shake it out. And then option to sit cross-legged, or you can keep the legs straight out. And then let's bring the arms out in front, tuck the thumbs, wrap the fingers around, and make circles with the wrist. Excellent. And then switch direction, opposites, same. Bigger circles getting into the elbows and the shoulders. Excellent, release that, shake it out. We're gonna bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and make figure eights. Pause for a moment, pull the hands apart, switch which fingers on top. Excellent, and release that and shake it out. All right, let's do head and neck. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, we're going to inhale. On the exhale, chin comes down to the chest. On the next inhale, looking up towards the ceiling, just as far as is comfortable. And then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, back down. One more time, inhale all the way up. And exhale all the way back down. Nice. Inhale to neutral. And then we're going to go side to side. So exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the second side. Inhale, center. Exhale back to the first side. Inhale, center. exhale, second side. Inhale, center. And then first side, center, exhale, second side. Inhale, center. And then we're gonna do one more time each side. We're gonna go back to that first side. If you want, you can bring that same arm out and over, resting on the side of the head, breathing into any tension that you're finding. Release the tension with the exhale. Excellent. We're going to inhale, head comes back up to center, arm comes down, exhale, ear to the other shoulder. That arm can come out and over, resting on that side of the head. Breathing into any tension that you're finding. Release that tension with the exhale. Excellent. We're going to inhale, bring that back up and release the arm. Nice. All right, one more with the neck, looking straight ahead on the inhale. On the exhale, turning the chin towards the shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale back to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Next, inhale, center one more time each side. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, center. And then we're going to do the shoulders. So we're going to inhale forward and up. Exhale down and back. Excellent. And then reverse direction, inhale back and up, exhale down and forward. Nice. And then a couple more in either direction or straight up and down. Excellent. And release that. Awesome. All right. So next we're going to do our 6 directions of the spine. So we'll start with our cat and cow. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can bring your hands under the knees. If your legs are out straight, hands under the thighs. And we're going to start with the exhale. So we're going to tuck the chin around the tailbone. The spine goes towards that back wall. Inhale, rounding up, looking up. This is our cow. And then exhale back to cat. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. One more time in each direction. Excellent. And then back to neutral. All right, let's do our lateral here. So one hand's going to come down to the floor. Inhale, bring this other arm up and over. Exhale, bring it back. So going just as far as is comfortable. After you do a few and the body feels a little bit warmed up, you can go a little deeper if you like. Excellent. Let's do one more time each side. Nice. And then back to center. Next, we're going to do our last 2 directions, which is our twist. So sitting up nice and tall on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to turn to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale. And exhale. Again, we're being gentle with this first twist of class, keeping that twist in the upper half to upper third of the spine. Excellent. One more time each side. And then back to center. If your legs aren't out already, let's bring them out in front. And we're gonna do a couple forward folds here. So a couple of things, since we're gonna be working on hamstrings, lower back, and sciatica today, we wanna start off in a good position here. So if you can, feet should be kind of lined up with that hip socket. So not right next to each other, not out wide, not yet. And then we want a little softness in the knees, so we're not hyperextending anything. And we're gonna walk the hips back. You know, it seems a little counterintuitive, but that's gonna help kind of adjust where the pelvic tilt is a little bit. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna inhale, bring the arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. We're hinging at that hip joint. Tap down. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, fold forward. Tap down, inhale, and exhale. All right, let's do one more. And then we'll meet down at the bottom, grab the legs wherever you're reaching. We're gonna hold on to the legs, pull the chest forward, and then round the spine down, if that's okay. Keeping the knees soft. Take one more breath here. Excellent. When you're ready to come out, we're going to extend the arms over the legs, push the legs into the floor. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale and release. Nice. All right. So let's do a couple, do 3 more here, and then we'll come up to hands and knees. So we're going to do one leg extended, the other leg is bent. So it doesn't matter which one you do, we're gonna do both. So bring one leg out to the side, and then we're gonna bend that other knee, bring that foot into the thigh. All right, so inhale the arms up. We're gonna turn the belly button to face that extended leg. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bring it back up. And then last one, we're gonna come down, grab that leg, and then drop the head towards the knee. Excellent. Keep the knee bent a little bit. And then when you're ready to come up, extend the arms, push the leg into the floor, coming up, back to center, exhale and release. So you can take your hand under that knee instead of trying to strong arm it, so to speak. All right, so other leg out to the side. You're gonna walk that hip back a little bit. Inhale the arms up. Turn the belly button to face that extended leg. Exhale, fold forward. Tap down, inhale, bring it up. Exhale, fold forward. Tap down, inhale up. And one more time, exhale, fold forward. And grab that leg, drop the chin. Keep the knee soft. And relax into the pose. Excellent. When you're ready to come out, we're going to extend the arms over the legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the arms. Nice. Last one here. I'm going to bring both legs out. They don't have to be this wide. They can be, still on your mat. Or if you want to go wider, that's fine too. So I'm lifting up, pushing my hands into the floor, lifting up. So I'm sitting on the sit bones instead of having that pelvic tilt backwards. I've got it neutral. And then we're just going to use the hands in front. So knees are soft, and we're just going to walk the hands forward. And you may just go like 2 inches, and that's okay. Keep the knees soft. And you can use the breath here. So inhale, And then on the exhale, you can bend a little bit deeper, but don't go too far because we're still working on those hamstrings and we don't want to overdo it this early. Excellent. When you're ready to come up, we're just going to use the hands again. Inhale, walking the hands back up. Nice. Use the hands under the knees, bring the feet together. And we're going to wrap the arms around the knees, drop the chin, and rock side to side. Excellent. All right. From here, let's come up to hands and knees. So if you need a blanket under your knees or something under the hands for the wrist, you can grab that. All right. So first we're going to start with our cat and cow. So our exhale, shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin and the tailbone, that's our cat. On the inhale, reverse the curve without dumping the belly towards the floor, looking towards the horizon. That's our cow. Exhale, back to cat. And just a couple in between, or back and forth between the two. Excellent. And then back to neutral. All right. So let's start with spinal balance. And we'll just do regular for right now because we have a whole bunch of other stuff we're going to do. So we're going to extend one leg back. And if you want, you can start with the toes on the floor or just have that leg parallel. Extend the opposite arm. Take a couple breaths here. Excellent. And then release. We'll do the other side. Send the other leg back. Again, if you need toes on the floor, that's fine. Opposite arm comes forward. A couple breaths here. Excellent. And then release. All right. So we're going to do a leg raise next. So we're going to bring one leg up. The knee is bent. Sole of the foot faces the ceiling. And we're going to lift that knee up. So keep the breath going. I don't know, 5 or 6 should be good. And then release. Let's do the other side. Lift that leg up, knee is bent, sole of the foot faces the floor, or I'm sorry, the ceiling. And then we're going to lift that knee up. Excellent. And then bring it back down. And let's see, we're going to do tiger tail next, and then we'll do gate pose. All right, so we're going to go back to that first side, lifting that leg up. You can bring that heel towards the torso. Then we're going to take that opposite hand, point it forward, and then bring it around, grabbing that foot. We're going to push. If you can't reach it, just extend the arm back. Most important thing here is to breathe. Okay, release that side. Do the other side next. Lift that leg up, point the toe towards the head. Extend the opposite arm forward and then around. Grab that foot and push. If you can reach the foot, push the foot into the hand. Excellent. And release. All right, so let's do, actually we're going to do cat, cow, child's pose, and then we'll do our gate pose. All right, just to get back to symmetrical. So we'll start with our exhale cat, inhale cow, and then exhale cat down to child's pose. You can stay here or inhale back up to cow. Exhale, cat, down to child's pose. Let's do one more inhale back up. And then exhale, cat, down to child's. Excellent. All right, let's pause here for a moment. And then when you're ready, back up to table. And we'll do our 2 gate poses. All right, starting with the low gate pose, we're going to send one foot out to the side. I'm starting with right out. And then lifting that same hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring it back down. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, tuck that knee under, send the other foot out. Switching hands, inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, tuck that knee under, and then we'll come up to our high kneel. All right, and then we're going to send one foot back out. And that same hand can be on that hip or down that leg. And then we're going to inhale the opposite arm up. And then exhale, bring it over. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. And one more time. Nice. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, release. All right, send that knee under. Other foot comes out. Hand on that hip or down that leg. The inhale, bring this opposite arm up. Exhale, hand towards that foot. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, over. Inhale, up, and one more time. Excellent, and release. From here, option to come back down, or I like doing this, walk the foot in front, and then we're going to use this knee to come up to standing. So curling the toes of the back foot. You can push into that knee and then stand up without falling over, right?
Easier said than done.
Right. So we got to practice different ways of getting up off of the floor.
That's right. That's a good way, actually.
I like that way. Okay, so move your blanket out of the way if you're using it. And let's see. So hamstrings, sciatica, and lower back. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do our warrior one next here. So we're going to start by turning one foot out, step the other foot forward. And everything's kind of related. So sometimes if there's a hip issue, it presents as something else and it affects a different joint. So sometimes the hip goes into the knee or the knee goes into the hip or whatever. So we're warming up the knee just for good measure. So we're going to inhale with the straight leg, exhale, bend. Excellent. And then push off, step back, go to the other side, turn that foot out, step that second foot forward. Inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. Excellent. And then we're going to push off and step it back. All right. So the other thing I want to kind of throw in today a little bit is moving around the shoulder joints. So we're going to do couple of different things with that too, if I can squeeze it all in. All right, so let's do, if it's comfortable for you, obviously, if it's not hands at the heart or cactus arms, we're gonna do arms straight up. All right, so ready, here we go. So we're gonna inhale, arms up, bend that front knee, exhale down. Nice, and one more. All right, step the feet back together. Go to the other side, same thing with the arms. Inhale and exhale. Nice, and one more. Excellent. All right, step the feet back together. Next, we're gonna do, we'll do our moving balance real quick. So we're just gonna go straight to the regular one. Inhale and exhale. Nice, and one more. Excellent. All right, so let's do Karate Kid real quick. And let's do, we'll do the original. Okay, so here we go. So hands start in the center, bring the hands out, one knee up, exhale back. Excellent. One more time each side. Nice. All right. We're going to do half sun salutation, and then we're going to do fold squats, whatever you call them. We're going to do 2 rounds of the half sun salutations, and let's go slow because it's kind of hot in here, right? Not just imagining that. So we're gonna go slow. The first round, we're just gonna do regular. The second round, because we're talking about the lower spine, we're gonna do the extra breath in it, where we come up halfway and pause here. Important thing on this is keeping the knees slightly bent. If we're hyperextending, we're gonna pull the muscles, and that's the opposite of what we're trying to get to today. So let's do our half sun salutations. All right, so feet can be hip width or wider, whatever's comfortable. And we're just gonna do the regular arms out, swan dive style. So here we go. So inhale, hands down, arms up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. We're going nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. The hands can come to the front of the legs. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees nice and deep, arms out to the side. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands start. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push the feet in. Inhale, coming up nice and slow. Palms together, exhale. Hands to heart. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side. Inhale. Palms together. Exhale. Hands to heart. Nice. All right, so let's do the extra breath one. And again, maybe a little slower than what we just did. I'll try. All right, here we go. You guys have to try and go slower too. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale, swan dive. And inhale, halfway lift. Stay here, bend the knees. And exhale. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the spine. See if you can feel the crown of the head and the tailbone extending away from each other. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees nice and deep, arms out to the side, push the feet in, inhale. Nice and slow, arms coming up, hands are out. All right, second one, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the front of the legs, knees are bent. Exhale. On your next inhale, head and tailbone away from each other. And then we're going to exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side. Coming up nice and slow, palms together, hands to heart. All right, one more. Inhale. And exhale, nice and slow. Take your time coming down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the front of the legs. Stay here, exhale. Take another inhale, feel that length in the whole spine. On your next exhale, fold forward. Arms out to the side, bend the knees, inhale. Coming all the way up, palms together. Hands to heart. Nice. All right, check it out. Get a drink if you need to. It's getting hot. All right, so our next one, we're going to do squat folds, and this is hamstring related. That's also nice for the knees, good for the digestion, maybe a little blood flow going. Not that we need that, but it's all good. So we're going to fold and then squat and then repeat. We'll just do it 3 times. All right, because I feel like we're going to get a lot in. So here we go. So we're going to inhale and then exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Bend the knees, inhale, come right back up. Then you bring the hands together, step the feet a little bit apart, and then squat. You don't have to go all the way down unless you really want to. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, back up. And then this is the last time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, squat. Nice. Inhale. We're going to come back up and release. Excellent. All right. Let's see. What else do I want to do standing up? So let's do, we're going to do it slow, but we're going to do wide-legged stuff. So I'm going to turn my mat sideways. Option to do the narrow width of your mat or turn sideways on your mat. So let's start with pinwheels. All right, so arms out to the side. We're going to take one hand and exhale, touching the opposite leg somewhere, knee, shin, ankle. Inhale, come back up. Nice and slow. And one more time each side. And release. So if you want, you can give the feet a break and step the feet back together, shake them out, and then go wide again. All right, let's do our rainbow pose next. So we're hinging at the hip joint. Inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. Arms come down in front of you. If you can reach the floor, awesome. Don't have to. If you have a block or a chair, you can do that. And then we're going to bring first side up. So inhale, bring that arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Back to the first side, inhale. And exhale, second side, inhale. And exhale one more time, each side nice and slow, inhale. And exhale. And last time, inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Bend the knees. Hands can come to the hips. Push the feet in. Inhale, coming up the straight spine. Next, and you can step the feet together. Shake it out. All right. So we should do another half sun salutation, but I think we've had enough of those. Sun is out. We did our job. Let's do standing cat and cow instead. Option to do it with wide legs, or option to do the half sun if you prefer. All right, so standing cat and cow, we're gonna exhale, you can bend the knees, dip the chin, it's our cat, inhale, cow. And then just back and forth between the two. Excellent. And then coming back to neutral. All right, let's do a baby back bend, and then we're gonna come down to the floor. Oh no, wait, we'll do one other thing after that. Okay, so baby back bend. We're gonna bring the hands not here on the sides, but around back, like that. And just go as far as is comfortable. You don't have to actually do a back bend. You can just move the head. But if you want to do a full back bend, that's awesome too. So starting out, we're looking straight ahead at the horizon. We're going to inhale, lifting the head up. You can bend the knees a little bit and the pelvis comes forward a little bit, and then exhale back to neutral. We're going to do it 2 more times. If you want to go deeper each time, you can. If you get a little dizzy, come down and come into child's pose. Inhale, looking up. And exhale back. And last time, inhale. And exhale, coming back. Nice. All right, check it out. And then let's do horse pose and star pose. Was I calling that cowboy? All right, so feet are nice and wide, just as wide as is comfortable. They can be narrow, wide on your mat. We're gonna inhale, bring the hands up. And then on the exhale, we're gonna bend the knees, bend the elbows. If you want, you can bend the wrist. And then inhale back up to star. And exhale back down to horse. Excellent. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. One more time. Inhale. I think I already said that, but this is the last one. And then we'll come up and release. And then option to come into your squat. If you feel like you've done enough, you can just come and sit on the floor. Or if you're still working on the heels, you can stand on a blanket or a towel. Coming into, nobody's squatting. All right, just me. All right, whenever you're ready, raising. All right, coming in, sitting down on the floor, and we're gonna go straight onto the spine. So you got a bunch of stuff to do, So first thing we want to do is one-legged Apanasana. So see if you can get your shoulder blades tucked under, lining up the spine so it's mostly straight. And we're going to exhale, bring one knee into the chest. On the inhale, set that foot down. Other side, exhale and inhale. Excellent. Okay, one more time each side. And then from here, we're going to bring that right foot up towards the ceiling. Hands come behind that right thigh. And then on your next exhale, we're going to draw that leg in towards the chest. And then inhale, release it back out. Again, exhale, leg comes in. Inhale out. And one more time. Leg in and leg out. Now we're going to bring the left arm out to the side, right hand on the outside of that right leg. Extend through the heel. We're going to drop that right leg towards the right side of the floor. On the inhale, bring it back up. Again, exhale out to the side. Inhale, bring it back up. And one more time. Out to the side. Inhale, bring it up. And then we're going to move the left leg out of the way. Right arm comes out to the side, and then that right leg crosses the body to the left side of the floor. Excellent. Inhale, we're going to bring that leg back up. And then exhale, both feet come into the mat. Knees are bent. And then let's do the left leg. Left foot comes up towards the ceiling, hands behind that left leg. On the exhale, bring that leg in towards the chest. Inhale, release it back out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale out. And one more time. Nice. All right, release it out to neutral. We're going to bring that right arm out to the side, left hand on the outside of that left leg, extend through the heel. And then we're going to extend that left leg out towards the left side of the floor. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, out. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, out. Nice. All right. Inhale, bring it up. Move that right leg out of the way. Left arm out to the side. That left leg crosses the body to the right side of the floor. Excellent. We're going to bring it back up to center. Bend both knees, both feet come into the floor. Now we're coming to our supine pigeon pose, or upside down number 4, as I like to call it. So we're going to take that right foot or right ankle and place it on top of that left thigh. Taking that right hand, push that right knee away from the torso, opening up that pelvic bowl. All right, release that. So a couple of options here. You can stay right here, or you can grab that left knee, or hands go behind that left leg. So that left foot comes up towards the ceiling. It's got it. Awesome. And then bend that left knee. Left foot comes to the mat. We're going to bring that right foot down to the mat and then do the other side. Left ankle or left foot come onto that right thigh. And take that left hand and push that left knee away from the torso, opening up that pelvic bowl. Release that, and then options here. You can stay right here. You can grab that right knee and pull it in, or wrap the hands behind that right thigh. Right foot comes up towards the ceiling for our upside down number 4. Excellent. All right, bend that knee. Foot comes down to the floor. Other foot comes down to the floor. And then we're going to grab both knees for a few Appanasanas. Get that spine back to symmetrical. Excellent. All right, so both feet come back down to the mat. We're going to roll over onto one side or the other. And we're going to extend both arms straight out in front. If you have a pillow or a blanket, you can put that under your head. All right, so the knees are bent so you don't like roll over, but it doesn't have to be uptight like a fetal position. So we're going to take whichever arm is on top. We're going to inhale and lift it up towards the ceiling. And then going as far towards the floor behind you as is comfortable on that shoulder. Exhale, bring that arm back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, open. And exhale, closed. Nice and slow. And one last time. Inhale, open. And exhale, closed. Excellent. And then we're going to roll over onto the other side. Arms out in front. On the inhale, we're going to lift that top arm up towards the ceiling and then keep it going as far as possible. Exhale, bring it back. Again, inhale, open. And exhale, closed. And one last time. Inhale, open. And exhale, closed. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to come back onto the spine. And from here, we're going to do a nice twist. So arms come out to the side in a T. Left foot comes to the center of the mat. We're going to cross the right leg over the left. We're going to drop both knees over towards the left. And the head can look left, center, or right. So right is going to be more of a twist for the torso and into the neck. On the inhale, we're going to lift the knees back up to center, keep the cross, and then drop the knees to the right. And you can turn and look left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, bring the knees to center, uncross the legs. Right foot comes to the center. We're going to cross that left leg over the right. And dropping both knees to the left. You can turn left, center, or right with the head. Excellent. Inhale, both knees to center. And then we're going to exhale, knees to the right. And you can turn the head left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center. We're going to uncross. And then we're going to do Apanasana with an extra option. So hands on the knees, exhale, knees in. And then on the inhale, sending the knees out as far as is comfortable. So if you have back issues, maybe don't go too far. And then exhale, bring the knees back. So if you need to look and see how far out, or just you can feel it. So this is good for core strength. Excellent. Okay, and then a couple, like maybe 3 just with the hands on the knees for a counter pose. Excellent. All right, so feet come down to the mat. We're going to do bridge pose, and we're going to do a bunch of them. So probably 3 or 4 different ones, if I can remember all of them. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start with just lifting the hips. So you can either do arms down by your sides or robot arms. If you need to, tuck the shoulder blades under the back, lining up the knees, the heels, and those hip sockets. All right, here we go. So we're going to inhale, push the feet into the floor, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, bringing the hips back down to the floor. Nice and slow. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Nice. One more like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Excellent. Next round, we're going to add the arms. So push the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, back. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Excellent. Next round, we're adding an extra breath. Inhale, arms up, hips up. On your next exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Excellent. Again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Excellent. Okay. So let's do this one. We're going to leave the arms down by your sides. On the inhale, lift the hips up. And then we're going to lift one foot up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring that foot down. Or we're going to lift the other foot up. Keep the breath going. Bring that foot down. Let's do one more time each foot. So we're going to lift the first foot up again. And then bring it back down. And then last time on the second side. Excellent. Release that one down. And then exhale, bring the hips down. All right, I got one more for us. So we're going to leave the arms down by our sides again. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Come up on the toes. Knees go wide. And then exhale, bring the knees back together. Hips come down. And then heels come down. All right, again, inhale, lift the hips up, coming up on the toes, knees go wide, knees together, exhale, hips come down, and then heels come down. Awesome, one more time with that. Inhale, lift the hips up on the toes, knees go wide, knees come in, exhale, hips come down, and heels come down. Awesome. All right, let's bring the knees back into the chest. And if you want, give the knees like a really tight squeeze, and you can rock side to side. Release any tension here. And then come back to center, and we'll do a couple of apanasanas, or a lot, actually. That was a lot of back bends. And if you want, wide-legged Apanasana would be good now. Gives you a little bit more space in that lumbar spine. Excellent. All right, let's bring feet down to the mat. And then let's do our palm tree pose arms. Option to keep the knees bent, feet on the mat, or extend the legs all the way straight out. Arms down by your side. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead to the floor above you. Exhale, arms back down by your side. If it feels better on your shoulders, you can do cactus arms or snow angel arms. Finish the one you're on and do 2 more. And then getting ready for our final relaxation pose. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. So starting out, you can have the legs out straight or knees bent, feet on the floor. The feet can be wide and then drop the knees in towards each other. Getting any last little wiggles out. And then let's do a make space and relax the joints. So starting at the feet, working our way up. Relax and make space in the toes. Relax and make space in the ankles. Relax and make space in the knees. Relax and make space in the hip joints. Relax and make space in the spine. Relax and make space in the rib cage. Relax and make space in the shoulders. Relax and make space in the elbows. Relax and make space in the wrists. Relax and make space in the fingers and hands. Relax and make space in the throat and the back of the neck. Relax and make space in the wrists or in the jaw. Let any last thoughts about the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, Pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way, let's finish with sun breath number 3. So palms together, elbows together, inhale, open, exhale, closed. 3 times, ready, here we go. Inhale, open, exhale, closed. Again, inhale, open, exhale, closed. And one more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Palms together at the heart and namaste. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week for more Yoga Fun.